Yeah, it was good, everybody. Welcome back to episode 8 of the Player Matchup Podcast. I don't know where I was gonna go into that, but Howie, back.
You're back with an eclectic group.
Yes, there you go.
Back with an eclectic group of
Alright, that's gonna be a hard kind of that.
Apparently we don't know, we forgot how to do the podcast.
Just leave the music to us.
So I'm not gonna take it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Howie. Back again with the host, the man, Mondo.
What's good, everybody? Episode 8, back with it again every week. We don't miss.
Who's doing the intro?
I'm confused right now.
Just let it rock.
Okay.
All right. And DTV. We're also joined by DTV.
Oh, what's up? Assassin's Creed, baby.
Keep remembering. And Kazan.
Hey, what's up? Rest in peace, Paragon.
Rest in peace, Paragon.
You'll be man.
Also about thing dying this week. Battlefront 2 will sadly see its last update this week. April, was it 29th? 29th, 2020.
Good.
Rest in peace, but like fuck, yo,
That's
DC
today.
brought up a good ass point. This man was talking about how they're ending Battlefront 2 with the same type of shit they ended Battlefront 1 on. That was the scare up update. Yo,
I didn't
like
even
that's
think
kind of
about
true
that.
though.
Holy shit.
Yo, fuck them. I can't believe that shit.
I'm surprised it didn't add the what's the main character from Rogue One. What's her name? Jin Erso or something?
Jin Erso? Yeah.
So, I'm surprised she wasn't added to the... She was in the first Battlefront.
Yeah, it's DLC. Here's the last DLC.
But this
Yeah,
last
that's-
update that is coming to Battlefront 2 is a Scarif update. It includes, I believe, 4 new skins for our heroes, a new lightsaber color for Rey, a brand new map. I think it's a couple brand new maps. Obviously located on Scarif, different game modes. And
What's other maps?
the other maps I think are for co-op. It's just it's a different part of Scarif. But all the new maps that are coming to the game are Scarif. It's just parts of it.
Should I call you Mister?
That was random as shit.
It was. But no. Rest in peace, Battlefront 2. You will be missed. We love you.
I mean, I'm still playing Battlefront. Like that shit's not dead anytime soon.
Yeah.
Battlefront 2 is not gonna be dead, and no, it's
Yeah,
not. It's not gonna be dead until the next Battlefront comes out.
I wanted to ask you, Howie, how do you feel about them never, ever, 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 ever going to patch block dashing out of the game now? That is the
I'm
last
fine
update?
with it now because I developed a counter to it. They can't block forever.
But that's only if you have a blaster on your team.
No, but like, I mean, yeah, but I'm talking about just like my strategy for it is depending on how someone's dodging. Like, if the best way to dodge someone, the most optimal way to dodge someone, and to when you're in, if you just or when you just want to play defensive, is just hold block and dash backwards. That's the best way, right? So, and that's hard because when they're just dodging backwards, dodge is so good. Where the best thing you want to do is get behind someone, like to trick them and fucking strike them down. But obviously, that the whole fucking strat that I just said is good. So just attack them while you're dodging, nigga. Like that's it. It's good to drain at least one thing that they got.
That's a fact.
Drain their stamina while they're draining their dashes.
DTV, how do you feel about DTV and Song? Because I both played it for a little bit. How do you feel about none of your problems with the game ever going to be addressed?
I never really had a problem with the game. I stopped playing early.
All I do, I just hope they don't make the next Battlefront.
They weren't going to fool me long.
Battlefield 1 and 5, then Battlefront 2015 and 2017 or whatever it came out.
2017.
Yeah, the motherfuckers can't make games anymore. They need to
They're gonna keep
reevaluate
making
what the fuck they're gonna do.
As long as people buy them, they're gonna make them.
That's true.
People
That's like Call of
ain't
Duty.
buying them, big fella.
That's like Call of Duty. As long as people buy Call of Duty, they're gonna make them.
Yeah, but people haven't been buying them.
Call of Duty wasn't most like now in the game.
No, it wasn't.
That was a popular game, bro. On release,
Call
it
of
just had
Duty.
that fat ass update.
What game?
Call of Duty. I said as long
I'm
as people
talking,
buy
no,
them,
I'm talking
they're
about
gonna
Battlefront though.
Oh.
Battlefront games, they weren't selling that good.
Damn.
I thought
What
they
was the
were.
last one that came out? Was Battlefield 5?
Yeah, and they just announced that
I thought it was
the next
one.
DLC, like next map or whatever's coming out, is the final for that too.
Is DICE going out of business? Why they got 2 final DLCs coming out on the same month?
They're going through it.
Yeah, them niggas going.
I don't want them to make. I want someone else to get Battlefront.
Who would you-
give Respawn?
yeah.
Titanfall
What game?
people.
I would want to see.
Oh,
Respawn
yeah,
make
that'd be good.
Battlefront.
Good.
With their
Titanfall's
engines
like-
and all that. Woo, would be totally different.
Titanfall is a great game. Just get shafted by Call of Duty. I don't know.
I was watching a thing earlier this week where this guy with Jason something. He's like a
Momoa.
one of these game writers and everything. Yeah, we're getting the hot scoops, and you know how it was
He's-
going
he's
around
Zappy.
that
Is he Zappy Gamer?
it was going around that EA had like the Star Wars license for 10 years.
That's a
He
long
was-
time.
Yeah, he was saying it might not actually be 10 years. It might be less.
Oh,
And so I want someone else to get these fucking games.
How does this guy get this information?
we're out of time.
Does he just have connects?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That explains it.
but I want someone else.
DTV, you also told me about an interesting piece of news about The Last of Us.
Yeah, we got some dickheads out here spoiling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I'm so glad that like
Because it was Hacker Man to the.
yeah, if I got spoiled when it came in talking
No.
about boy, this bitch Ellie just died and all this and that. I found all this out. Like
We know you spoil it. That's why we.
Howie,
avoid you.
yeah, don't fucking say anything.
You're
Howie.
gonna
I
get
did,
ixnayed.
thank God,
Howie.
I saw that on my Twitter feed. And take
Howie, I will
my-
skin you.
My ritual.
Alive.
I was like, bro, like what the fuck?
If
people,
given the
like,
chance,
first of all, how the
I
fuck
would slay you in
like,
cold
quarantine,
blood.
quarantine is happening and everyone just stopped giving a fuck about internet security? Like,
No, it's because
No, it's
people
just
are working
that's just,
from home.
yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
also this age of
So
internet where people.
you got these
yeah.
Naughty Dog developers working at home.
so someone just walked up in an Naughty Dog and fucking.
No,
USB
one
No.
one of the fuck.
hack this fucking
Howie,
computer.
they have those files on their home computers.
Yeah,
That
you can
means
just hack
it's
his
less
computer
secure.
and get it.
No, it's not that. The guy can just release it himself.
That's true.
That's
Oh,
how
that's true.
that's how almost all of these leaks happen. It's an employee, it's a developer leaking shit.
Telling me someone isn't hacked into this?
And I think it's wrong, yo. It's like if the game is out, then it's like it's on you to not get spoiled by it.
Yeah.
What you tried this, right?
But it's not out. Not out for another 2 months.
That's also a new thing. I don't think we talked about that. It actually got a release date,
Yeah,
which is do you know what it is?
like 2 months.
June 19th, I believe.
Did it get
Oh,
the
you
release date because of
19?
that?
It
Did it get-
took Ghost of Tsushima's release date, and that got
Yes.
pushed back a couple weeks.
It got pushed back to July, didn't it?
Yeah.
After. Yeah, they're trying to make sure both of them make money.
Mm.
I'm
That's smart.
Cause I know you're on Twitter a lot, like a concerning amount. Have you seen any leaks for The Last of Us?
Nope.
All right, good.
I don't follow people that do that.
I don't.
It's not even you can be in things
It's
not
not for
related.
following it. Like
Well,
people
That's
just
true.
just
It's gonna show you shit that's not in your.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Firstly, I haven't been blessed with spoiling.
Do you care about The Last of Us?
I want to play it. I would rather not have a game spoiled.
you
I already-
said,
That's like when that's like when people were in Battlefront spoiled fucking
Oh,
solo movie.
yeah,
Oh,
say that
man.
fuck this nigga Han Solo died. He was running around
And
with
he said
that
Kylo
name.
Ren.
Yo,
What a
Ben So-
dickhead.
yo, we got a lot of people that spoiled shit for us in this party, man.
I know,
Not this
Howie.
party, but in our old party. That sucks.
What else? What else was it there? Ben Solo something like that on fucking.
It was using the using
People kept
PlayStation.
making new names and shit.
Like,
Like,
and then
I'm playing
Kylo
on
Ren.
Battlefront 1 and like. what the
Kylo Ren
fuck,
is Ben
bro?
Solo or something like that. Like that his name. Like this guy's a dickhead.
Whoever did
Kylo
that.
is Ben.
Yeah, whoever did that is an asshole, man. Why would you do that? What do you gain from that?
Speaking
the
about
power of a god.
I forgot that was like the big twist about Force Awakens, right? Is that like
Yeah.
Padawan was his son?
Yeah,
What's
spoilers.
the guy running around?
yeah, it needs to be was tight.
Yo, he got split from Dragon
yeah.
Dragon and
Howie.
Ruben.
Oh, Ruben's out there. I thought it was only Howie.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Oh, Howie and Dragon. But these guys got loose lips. We gotta shut them up.
Do.
And that was Dragon. Dragon's ass was like the chief.
You got
nigga.
loose lips too. You be saying shit. You be
Nah,
like,
It's
but
not
I-
a spoiler, but this is how it ends.
exactly. Or you say
I
some
never-
shit
Yeah,
like,
this
oh,
is not-
there's a good part in this movie where he gets these powers and he kills this guy. Like, fun.
Yeah, there's a point where his whole
And then,
family
and then the
dies.
credits roll and it's the end.
You heinous,
Uh,
dastardly villain.
Okay, but speaking about dastardly shit going on, AMC just got like violated this past week, I think, when Universal Movies says they will actually it's all the way around. Universal
Yeah.
Movies will no longer be
Be
seen,
showing in AMC
be showing in
theaters?
AMC theaters.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
That sucks for their sales.
Because apparently, Universal released their Trolls movie online, and they made a lot of fucking money doing that.
Oh, so it was
I
like
think it
real
was-
ninja no more.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Wow.
And they said that they want to do that in the future, but do things in the theaters and still do the home release stuff. And AMC hit back with the no.
Like,
Fuck
yeah,
off.
you better give us the whole pot.
I think that sucks and that's bad because that right there, that's the first step to fucking hell.
Okay, so who do you think is it like worse for? You think it's worse for AMC or worse for Universal?
AMC.
I think it's worse for us.
That's a good answer. Just deep. The third level of that shit. But I've never seen a movie at an AMC where I've only seen like 2 movies at AMC. I usually just go to my local one. I mean, it's not gonna really hurt me like that.
There's no local one in AMC theater.
Where Dan
No,
Trejo
not to
plays
me.
Animal Crossing.
Oh, it's a Regal.
The Linden Multiplex?
Yeah, it's a Regal.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's not an AMC.
So it's AMC.
Nah. There's another one I go to called damn, what's this place called? The Alamo. There's another theater I go to, the Alamo. That one's like an adult only theater.
Hey yo.
Wait, but it's not like that. They serve
No.
drinks and food, like high quality food in the theater. No phones, no bullshit.
You watch a motherfucker get dick down on there, huh?
I think you can. I think they might have some rooms for that. But no, it's in a mall and it's nice. It's a nice ass theater. And the AMC theater that I've been to, they just kind of like average theater. It's like, I know they might be local to a lot of people.
It's still it's a very big. It's one of the bigger movie studio companies out there, and
Yeah.
for them not to show one of the biggest
Producing
movie
company.
studios movies out there, that's big. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
You think Universal's gonna make their own studio because of this? Their own theater?
No,
This makes me
if anything,
curious.
they'll make their own app.
Yeah. Fuck. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that later. This one thing that makes me curious is how many AMC theaters are there like in the
In the
world?
world?
Because if there's like a lot,
Assume a
and
good
if
majority.
for most people who go see movies, they go to an AMC theater, then I think this is really bad for Universal. But then again, you said that Trolls movie did really well by being digital, so they might.
Well,
they might
that
not
only
need
did
that.
digital
That's
now
because-
because
that's
of what
because
happens
of
happening
Corona.
now. Yeah, that's
That's
what's
true.
happening now.
But how many people do you think would have gone to see Birds of Prey if they could watch it at home?
I don't think they do it either. I don't think they watch it at home.
I don't think Birds of Prey was again. I'm not making a joke here. Sonic beat out Birds of Prey.
Okay,
on
but I'm
the-
saying
on
if-
the home video thing.
I think if they had an option, they wouldn't go see Birds of Prey at home. They'd see Sonic.
Well, I'm
If
not
they didn't
talking
see the
about. Okay,
theaters,
now y'all
they
being
wouldn't.
dickheads. I didn't ask you if they would see Birds of Prey over Sonic. I asked you if Birds of Prey was not a movie theater release. They just released it at home on like the DC universe, or actually no, better just by itself because nobody got the DC universe.
I'm
If they had
saying.
released it by itself, then do you think it would have done a lot better than it did?
No, if it didn't do good in theaters, why would, if people didn't want to go out and see it in theaters, why would they want?
Because to stay in to see it will be cheaper. You basically only have to buy one ticket to see the movie, and you can see it forever.
And y'all still didn't support that movie.
You can see
How it worked was, I believe it was $25 for a 48-hour rental.
Okay, so that's the price of what, 2 tickets?
$20? How much?
20. He said $25.
25. That's like
two
adults and that's 2 adults.
Yeah, it's just that's what I said. 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, for the price of 2
cheaper,
tickets. Yeah. And you don't have to buy movie theater food. You just eat whatever you got in the crib, like.
Yeah, but people go. The reason people go to the theaters.
No, I understand that it's an experience, but what I'm saying is, the day and age that we live in now, people like how necessary are really like there's people wanting to have that movie watching experience. A lot of people I know just watch the bootleg copy anyway. They don't go to the movie.
Howie.
So like,
hey, bruh. Me watching a bootleg copy of a movie is great because I experienced it twice, and not HD and HD.
You also do make a lot on your double savings. Don't forget that.
On your double savings,
you can double your earnings somehow.
That's a fact.
Oh yeah, triple your earnings by 1,000%.
I'm looking at this thing and like it's saying for Trolls, which is the second one, which is what's starting all this, it made almost 100 million without theater.
That's a lot of. That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of fucking money, and that's for Trolls. I wonder, man. This is what I wish we could like peek into alternate reality. I wonder if that movie released in theaters, if it would have made as much money as it did releasing the
Trolls 1. Here, let me wait here. Yeah, just keep talking. I want to try to find like the opening for this.
All right, yeah, because I'm really curious. I really want to know if it would have made more or less money.
Well, for the opening weekend or whatever for Trolls 1 was 46 million. This Trolls 2, this is just total for right now, and it's been out for a while.
100 million.
Yeah, and Trolls at the end of it all made 350 million. So I guarantee it's not gonna make that kind of money.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, we do.
What you mean we do?
You could assume.
It just won't, because if it's being released in this format, it's easier to just rip it and release it online in HD.
True.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to the movie theater. I don't have to find parking. I don't have to buy tickets.
Yeah, it will make it super. It would kill movies.
Very convenient.
Like,
yeah.
And that's not good. And that just means we'll get more and more streaming services.
Yeah, but that's not even for a later date.
It's just crazy.
Do you guys think movie theaters are necessary to like?
Well, for the experience.
Entertainment.
They're a good experience to have. You should at least go to the movie theater like with your family or something.
I definitely think the theater enhances the movie.
Yeah,
I do too. I agree with that.
Avengers Endgame.
I'm not. I wouldn't want.
Yeah, what?
I would not want to see Avengers at home. I would want to see it in theaters.
Yeah, I feel
you get a better feeling, like quality. You're immersed. It's like you're immersed in it.
I saw Pacific Rim opening night. I didn't even know what the fuck the movie was. Me and my friends just went to it.
Shit was great. It's a great movie.
I saw it opening night, and I was like, "This is a good fucking movie." That was great.
Yeah.
Watching the big ass robots on the fucking big ass screen.
Big ass screen.
Fighting these big ass monsters.
I had a real swell time.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, a time at home would be nowhere like near the same.
Yep. At home, you do it at home.
And at home, movies are at home is best for a TV because TV is meant for you sitting down, getting up, moving around.
Yeah.
When you're in a theater, you're locked and focused on that one thing. And I'd be kind of afraid of them changing how they would make a movie.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're probably not gonna see it with a lot of people.
Not even that, but if there's no more theaters, I have a feeling the way movies would be made would be like they'd be designed for
TVs.
Not that, but like they wouldn't be. They'd be designed for multiple sittings. Like it's not just like you sit down and watch it once. You wouldn't get from A to B to C. It'd just be. We know you're gonna pause it at some point. We know you're probably not all that fucking interested because you're on your phone right now.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I do that in certain movies.
And I feel like that's kind of how a lot of TV is.
Wait. Let me clarify that. Avatar, not Avatar.
That's a lot. That's a lot of what like Channel 5 should be like. You know that's for the blacklist. Like, fuck, bro.
But even Mandalorian. Mandalorian was a lot of that.
No pausing.
No, but there's a lot of just straight up dead, empty fucking spots in there. It's just like you don't have to pay attention to this.
It's just they're walking for like 10 minutes.
There's a lot of downtime.
Yeah, and that I don't want downtime in a movie. TVs they're designed that way.
Fun fact about movies: did you know that the commercials were showed at the end of the beginning? But people, they started showing them at the beginning because people they wouldn't see the commercials. They get up and leave. So the commercial would play.
I'm glad they don't show commercials at all now.
That's why they show commercials at the beginning and not the end.
And I loved going to the theaters and seeing new trailers and everything.
Yeah,
it's a good experience.
Look
at this. This shit. I'm looking at this on my fucking little phone.
Yeah, I remember that.
Thrown on my throat with Twitch ads.
I remember. I forgot what movie I was gonna go see, but I remember seeing the trailer for Batman Begins as a kid, and like, what the fuck? They're making another Batman movie? Like, you couldn't see that shit on back then or wherever the fuck you would like. You would have to go to movietrailers.com was the website.
Now you go to a movie and then it gives you a code and then you can watch that ad that they want you to watch.
Yeah, that specific ad.
Do you? I don't know. I just whenever I go to the movie theater, when I did go, they show commercials.
But since we're on the topic of movies, I want to ask you guys, why does age rating affect movie sales but not game sales?
Because they care
more. But retarded though, because
wait, hold on.
Can't say that word.
Hold on, you gotta start over because you cut out.
Okay,
go ahead. Why?
It's stupid. Because I mean, it makes no sense to me because why? It makes no sense.
You're of age. That's why it makes sense.
I'm of age, yeah, but even back then, like this shit never really mattered. I mean, like unless like it's a kid, it's a parent, like actually who gives a fuck about that age rating shit.
Like what their child sees.
I'll tell you this. When I was younger, my mom did not really care about M-rated games at all. I'm trying to see this from her perspective. At all, she never cared about it. But they were also movies, like she would take me to go see super violent movies or like action movies or something like that. But if it was a movie that had sex in it or something like that, obviously she wouldn't let me see it.
The titties.
I feel like maybe it's because games don't really have sexual content in them, like or a movie like DT was saying earlier, like when you watch a movie, you super focused on like what's going on in the movie. If you're like watching a movie theater or something like that. With a game, I mean, you're more so super focused on playing it and you just want to see like the action or whatever, and parents don't really see video games as like having sexual content in them, so they don't I don't think they interpret it the same way.
They're not aware of like the shit that actually goes on
in the game.
I feel like it depends, honestly, because like certain games or movies, you pay attention to them. So
we know that.
I give them sexual content, like they're just because like GTA and shit. Yeah. You don't really pay attention to it. You just do it for fun.
But
it's not something that's a part of the movie, like the plot line.
Like I remember when I got God of War though, and the first one.
Aphrodite.
That's 3. That's what for the very first one. The very
first
at the beginning level where you're introduced to Kratos and all that shit.
Oh,
you gotta kill the Kraken. The very beginning of the second level, it starts off with like this man Kratos starts off with in a room full of bitches, and you can just go on. Then that's the first time we do the sex mini game. And I remember the first time I did that shit, And then I forgot who got my ass, and they were like, "What is this?" And they took the shit
Got you
away.
with your meat out, huh?
Nah, cause like, I think my
He was watching
brother
that
like,
when it was
was the one that
SpongeBob.
like got me caught, but he was the one talking about get that game. I was like, all right.
What's the name? DTV. What do you think about it?
It matters more with movies because the type of violence is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The level of violence is very different. Just language in general is very different. Look at like a Call of Duty, highest rated or one of the best selling franchises every year. Rated M. Violence in that game very different than the violence in a Birds of Prey or a Deadpool.
That's true. Wait.
Or-
Did you play Call of Duty Black Ops? What was it? One that just came out. The one with the robots. Not the robots. The fucking.
Oh, the jetpacks and stuff like that.
Yeah. That one. I forget the number. 3 or 4?
Infinite
Advanced Warfare?
No, after that.
Black Ops 3.
No, but
3 is 3 or 4, whatever. The story. In the story, the guy is like fighting like robots, like full on robots and shit. And he tries to punch one, and obviously it doesn't work. And he gets his arm fucking snapped.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
his
Black
arms
Ops
are
3.
Yeah.
that's tough.
That's the violence.
That
Even
was
then-
brutal as fuck, man.
But even
I
then,
remember that.
look at that and then
It's fucked up,
look
man.
at the first Deadpool movie. It's fucking when you see his arms and legs get fucking snapped in half.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
he got
That's
the
just
arm,
wild.
and he gets armlets.
That's very different. Like the fucking type of language they use for it. Call of Duty, do you really hear anyone say fuck?
No, like
Nah.
I think one
You heard
one
damn.
game that I can think definitely
Oh damn!
like deserves an M rating is Mortal Kombat. But
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people who think of Mortal Kombat think of it as like a game for kids or like a fighting game
Really?
that everybody can play. Yeah, a lot of people
I can
refer
When
understand
to
I
that.
think
Mortal
Mortal Kombat,
Kombat.
I think of the
Because
fatalities.
a lot
Yeah,
of
you
a lot
think
of
about violence and
fatalities,
stuff
like
like
people.
that.
I
They can
remember when I
motherfucker
was
get
younger,
ixnayed.
they
Yeah, you
always
get
thought,
ixnayed
like,
back.
my parents or like some people, old people always associate Mortal Kombat with like violence, like, ultra violence and shit. Man, like
Yeah.
pay attention, and if you pay attention though, it's like it's not like shit that's like Manhunt, like like that game
Manhunt's- that shit was violent too, yeah.
deserved all.
Because the
fucking-
focal point of that
Yeah.
game is you hunting people to kill them.
It's like sadistic violence. Where Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
is
where
very
what's Mortal
fun
Kombat? It's like
violence.
it's outlandish violence. Like look, you have Joker fucking light a nigga up, and then just like the sign cutting that motherfucker in half.
Yeah. Oh.
You have Katana fucking sucking up all your organs. You know, MKX. Even the most gruesomest, the most gruesomest fatalities that you look at and you make you wince. Like they're just so ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
A lot of the
Oh,
times
wow.
when like my cousins had the game,
whereas like
play it.
a movie. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. But like, whereas like a movie, it's very easy to like show like you can't. Like it's different. Like like it's easy to stylize that shit in the movie a certain way, whereas in the game, it's mostly always like almost always gonna be stylized to make it like okay, this is a game. Like
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The song, what were you gonna say?
Most of the times, with like my cousins would have the game and they'd play it. Like when I had the game one time, and why is there so much blood in the game? Like you punch a guy one time, and like a liter of blood comes out.
Yeah.
It's like that's ridiculous. It's not actually like that.
Yeah.
In a real fight.
And
So yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same caliber of violence.
I think it's because of games like Mortal Kombat is why it affects movies and not games. Is because most people's perception on M-rated games are games like Mortal Kombat where the violence that actually is in it is so unrealistic that people just think of it as a fun family game. You're surprised how many
but then
people,
niggas out here
No,
thinking
a
Manhunt
lot
2 is
of-
a fun family game.
I'm not. I
No
couldn't
one
get.
thinks
I couldn't get a lot of.
And
Well, I do.
a lot of the parents, like most parents, just don't. They don't know how violent or graphic any of these games can get,
Yeah.
and they just kind of don't care.
You're right.
Oh, my
Movies
parents-
are
my parents
medium
scared. I
that
couldn't
like
get no-
almost everybody like fucks with, so they can like off back. No, you can't watch this rated R movie, but I'm gonna get you the latest Grand Theft Auto though.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like
Yeah, I never got that. Like my parents, they never got me gays.
I remember
like,
I've told you guys this story before, but I've never told the podcast this story. I remember day GTA 4 came out. I went with my mom to GameStop, and we went to go buy the game as usual, right? And I've never seen this before. It's never happened to me before. When she went to buy it, he was like, hold on. He flipped it over on the back, and he's like, I gotta read you why this game is rated M. And I started fucking sweating. He was like,
hey, no, you gotta do that, man.
yeah, I'm like, hold on there, player.
Hold on.
Hey, yo, fuck you, man. What you doing, man?
And
I never had that happen to me.
that happened to me on the spot, and he was like, okay, it has violence. And I was like, when he said that, I'm like, okay, we still good. And then right after that, nudity. And I was like, fuck. And he says, I think what else was on the bag? Like drugs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was something like that. Other mature content, mild themes. And like he read off all the shit on it, and I'm like looking at my mom, seeing what she gonna say, like if she's still gonna give him the money or not. She waited till you finished. She paused.
She was like, okay.
Yeah, she was like, okay. I was like, whoo. But I feel like most parents, if they saw them same stats on a movie, they would not let their kids see that fucking movie.
Yo, I would have reported that guy.
Why?
What gets you mad is though is when like they do
Why
that
did-
and then when they don't get the reaction they were expecting, like they're gonna say no, so they keep on pushing, like, oh, so you want them to have this rated M game where you're murdering children or whatever.
I feel like he didn't
I
have
ain't
to
come
do that.
across that.
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't have to do that. He did that on his own. I didn't think.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Didn't you work at EB Games?
Yeah.
Did you
He
ever
was
have
big,
to do
bro.
anything like that?
No, I just gave the fucking people their shit.
You ring it up. You be like, all right.
Like, I like that.
But did you sell a kid? Have you ever sold a kid an M-rated game?
Probably.
You ain't check the age. He's like, fuck
Bro,
that.
whenever I tried to do it, I couldn't do it. I had to get somebody old, like to buy the game with me.
It's probably because their manager was in that day. Was your manager there when you were selling kids M-rated games?
No,
Man,
that
probably don't
manager-
give a fuck.
That manager was shit anyway, so she couldn't-
He don't care. Man, probably don't care.
if she cared, she didn't care.
Bro, whenever I went to buy, I had to get somebody that's old, like older than me to buy Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was like that with my mom every time. But I was so happy
Bro.
once the PlayStation Store came out. I get my own money.
Cut out the middle. Fuck you, GameStop.
Yeah, fuck you, GameStop. All I gotta do is lie about my age right here, and I can buy any game I want.
Look at this. I'm 110, bitch. Where you going?
Yo, I used to exaggerate the hell out. You see the
Hell
fucking
yeah.
commercials? You gotta exaggerate.
You gotta exaggerate OD.
Yeah, I'm 1940. I was born 1946. Nigga. Yeah.
Launch of the PlayStation Network. Sony has no idea why their fucking user base is so old.
Yeah, it's nothing but veterans playing their systems.
Damn, fucking motherfuckers want to go back to World War II, huh? Playing COD. Oh.
You want to feel it again.
Bro.
Why are we
And I
still
was
here?
like,
shit.
the first time I bought a fucking M-rated like a GTA was when I got like the PlayStation card, the $50 card, when it was on sale, and I bought it on the store.
Bro,
I
don't
can never
even
get
remember
GTAs in
what
store.
My first rated M
They
game
wouldn't-
was.
they, like, my parents wouldn't buy it for me.
So I'm trying to remember. I think it was Resident Evil 4.
What?
The PS4. Just to be clear.
The first M-rated game I had was probably the first Resident Evil. Probably the first one I had on the PlayStation
That's
1.
what's up.
The first M-rated game I had was
Oh, no,
MMA
the first-
for GameCube.
I'm talking about the first rated M game I
It was
had.
an MMA game for GameCube.
That I
And
have
it was
bought.
only M-rated because they showed bruises and shit because the characters get beat up.
That's not like a
Brutal.
dope ass fucking MMA game.
First M
was
game
cool.
I actually own would be between. There's Mortal Kombat and the Super Nintendo count.
Was it
If it's
M on the
M-rated,
I don't
yeah.
think it was M-rated on Super Nintendo.
Oh
it's
well, then
M-rated, it counts.
I guess GTA 3 would be the very first rated M game. That was one of my first PS3 games, or I think it actually might have been my first PS2 game.
What about you, DC?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was
know.
it was that one game where the kids.
I
had
don't fucking
guns.
know.
Yeah,
Tetris. I don't know.
that's damn. What
Tetris
version of
ain't
Tetris was
M-rated.
that?
I don't know. The one where you gotta swing in your brother when you saying it. Oh, it's your turn. Huh? I'm
stacking
and
bodies or
real
something?
life violence.
You ain't stacking
I
no
don't know.
blocks. You stacking bodies.
Stuck in a body, man.
That's probably what happened. Yeah, the bodies is in different shapes.
I wasn't no blocks.
Hey, yo, you built big. I need a cube right here.
What's his name? Yeah, those are our reasons why we think age ratings affects movie and sales. It's mostly because of parents and how ignorant they are to gaming.
How they're
Gaming.
viewed.
Yeah.
Difference.
Not really. I feel like also like the world like itself, just in general, like I said, the majority of people's like entertainment mediums are movies and shit. Like they don't like games. I want to say that everyone plays games, but like not everyone plays games. You know.
So you're saying
Like,
they don't know it?
Yeah.
And
So that's
So
what we
it's their
said.
viewpoint.
what else?
That's what we said though. They just don't know it.
Boy, slow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's what we said.
All right. What's the next topic?
I wanted to ask. We'll start with Howie.
I got distracted, bro.
Howie, how are you? How you doing? How you been this week?
Well, besides right now, where I sound fucking crazy, I've been decent. I've been fucking working, putting in some hours, like trying to. I'm still laying these bills, you know.
I felt that.
You two better pay me.
They took out money again?
No, but I'm just saying you two need to pay niggas.
Oh. Need to hand out that check. DTV, what about you? How you been?
All right. Playing that Gears Tactics. Surprisingly good.
That's
Waiting for that new Assassino.
Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed new trailer. Apparently out tomorrow. Recording this on the 29th. So on the 30th, there's supposed to be some sort of teaser.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh yeah, that's the name of it.
It was kind of cool
Valhalla.
how they announced it
Norse nigga.
because it's just a live stream of that fan art maker guy, Boss Logic,
Oh,
just
yeah.
making like a key art picture of it, and it ended with an announcement of tomorrow. Pretty cool.
That's what that was. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hey,
Yo,
hey, you
yo,
good?
this is going in the beginning of the fucking video.
Yo,
They fucking got me by the neck, boy.
hey, you good, Howie?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey.
A big old candy cane to swipe me out from the left.
Yeah, just pulled you.
Yank that woman.
Hey, so what was you saying, Howie?
I don't know. I forgot. This shit pissed me off. What are they saying?
He's talking
what was it
about
called?
Assassin's Creed
Assassin's
Valhalla.
Creed. The
Oh,
Norse
yeah,
thing.
I always thought that boy Boss Logic was like just an NPC guy or something that was fighting games mostly and just makes art content. So when I saw that shit, I thought,
What?
no, I was like, that's weird. But
I've
then
I thought
never
he was
seen-
an FTC guy.
I've never seen anything fighting game related from him.
I have. Boss Logic makes a lot of shit.
And based a lot of Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Marvel, DC, just movie shit in general.
I think it's just because you're not really into fighting games, so you don't see.
Probably.
Yeah.
Lame ass franchise.
Lame.
I've also been trying. I want to get into Overwatch. Like I've been trying to get into this game again, bro. Like,
Hey, man,
bro, I gotta get
that's a-
good.
Pass your time, son. I gave been up for a while.
Jesus.
Yo!
Two's coming out,
You
boy. I
done
don't
do
know.
that, Kasoy?
I don't know if you can do
He
that.
said, hey, it's past your time. Fucking around a little too much now.
Nah, I can see the game with that shit. That's it.
All right, here. Wait. Hard stop. Silence. So how you doing, Kasan?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Playing a lot of different
I
games.
don't know this game.
Playing Valorant. It's a fun game.
Yeah. Pretty fun. I'll break my shit.
I like it. I played it today.
All right.
That shit makes me very upset. Not gonna lie, but
Yeah, very physically upset.
yeah.
Yo, Mondo.
Yeah, I want to hurt people.
How have you been?
But Mondo, how you?
I've been pretty good. I've been playing also a lot of Valorant. And
Also, Grand Blue.
Grand Blue is a fighting game. Thanks again to Los supplying. I've been playing that. I think it's really cool. I think it's really fun. It's a lot different from not only any anime fighter I've played, but any fighting game I've played. There's a weird, like, cool thing where there's a block button, and you can also walk back to block, which I've never seen any game do. Kind of pick and choose. And
you can spot dodge too.
Yeah, you can also dodge. You can dodge on the spot, and you can dodge forward. Dodge forward is projectile invincible, and spot dodge is like normal invincible. That's like
it's invincible though.
Yeah,
no, you can be thrown out of it.
That's something I've only ever seen in Smash, like dodging.
Yeah, like that. I think that is really.
I'm very excited that you got Grand Blue, because you're learning an anime fighter, and you're learning footsies. So at the same time, which is weird. Like, but I'm talking about like really actual like Japanese fighting game footsies, like OG.
The thing is, like, with this,
it's a different. He's learning at proper like normal based footsies, like using norms to control space and shit. But it's also an anime fighter, where there's like momentum when you stop dashing and shit like that, and pushes you forward, and it affects your movement and stuff. Like, movement is a very big.
Yeah, the game makes you feel very heavy, and the movement is kind of limited. There's a run in it, but the run is the slowest run I've ever seen fighting game that had them. And
that's how
grabs in it are also really bad, and shout outs to Arc System Works for that. I've been like begging for throws to be trash in fighting games for a long time, and it seems like this trend, I hope they started with this game. But
chef's kiss.
Yes, bro, the throw range is garbage for every character, like super trash. And on top of that, you have 22 frames to take a throw. That is a lot of fucking time to take a throw.
I'm glad there's an anime fighter that's also like Unio out. I'm just like, it's anime, but it's more focused on grounded footsies compared to like Guilty Gear and all these other games where air dashing and all the other shit.
Well, there's no
easier shit going on.
Is this Shadow Warrior? Is this
anime? So
Samurai?
there should be crazy shit, right? So it's like, I like that shit.
Samurai Showdown, you talking about?
Yeah, isn't that like an anime fighter but with footsies?
No, that's more like a traditional fighter. It just it's very. I mean, it's pretty unique though, because it's like weapon-based combat. It's not exactly like Street Fighter. Like once you lose, there's a whole like you can spot, you can dodge in that game. There's dodge mechanic as well, and throws can be punished like easily. When you whiff a throw, like it's fucking bad. Like that's a whole different game than what Mondo's playing, or than the anime fighter.
The thing is, it feels a lot like, to me, the MK11 version of an anime fighter, and I think that's why I like it a lot, because it's a very simplified. There's no air combos. You can block in the air, but nobody does that because of all the crazy shit that you can do while jumping, or just normals in the air are really good. So I like it a lot. And based like the only ones that I've played before are like Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Fighters, and that is filled with like air combos and going super high.
If you like
Dragon Ball Fighters is different.
If you grind Guilty Gear, if you grind Grand Blue a lot, I think you might want to try Unio as well, because Under Night Embers is another like I said, footsie based anime fighter.
But I've also been playing Doom Eternal a lot. If you guys have been watching the streams, see that I've gotten a lot better at the game, with no help, thanks to D criticizing me every time I fucking play it.
He's even trying to tell you secrets. You ain't taking.
No, he don't. He tried to kill me. He. I swear to God, every stream his goal is to get me to fall off the map. Like, he just wants to see that happen, and if he can, then it's a great stream for him.
DDB's just sitting there like Mr. Burns in his chair, just
go that way.
Jump.
Since we're on the topic of anime fight, actually, if you would try, since you tried Grand Blue, would you try Guilty Gear?
I've tried to play Guilty Gear before already. I tried Guilty Gear, Xrd, Rev 2, and I didn't really like it. I thought it was cool, really cool aesthetic. I am willing to give the new one a try. I'll play the new one.
Apparently, it's like super. I mean, pull it down. Apparently,
I don't know. It looks really cool. I love the shading, lighting on it. The art style.
oh,
It looks very
I don't
beautiful.
know.
amongst the community is very like torn. Like people like it. Some people are saying they like the changes. Some people are saying it's not Guilty Gear. It's like what the fuck they do to it. It's like I come as somebody who plays anime fighters, has experience in anime fighters, but doesn't fuck with Guilty Gear per se, but has dabbled in Guilty Gear. That shit, like I can understand where people are saying that. Like going from Guilty Gear XR, which is like you seen that shit. This shit is way that it's fucking Air Dash Central, boy. Like that shit. It's not no Blaze Blue, but like fuck, it's not anime fighter. We're going to Strive, where it's such a slow down. Like Air Dashing in that game, it has startup animation to it. Like it's fucking weird. So I can understand where people are coming from.
But then again, you're always gonna have that people. It should be like the original. Should stick to the original.
I don't know. It's an
Yeah.
anime fighter. Like it's an anime fighter. Anime fighters are already niche. So like for them to like do that, like
Oh, they're trying to.
I can understand, but then like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not attached to the game, so I can see both sides point of view. But me personally, like
It's just like how Marvel Switch 3 was a three tag fighter. Now Marvel 2 is a 2-tag fighter. I mean Marvel Infinite is a 2-tag.
Yeah.
They switched
to me, I guess I don't really
Transform-
care because if I want to play anime, I just play Under Night or fucking Blaze Blue, or I just get Grand Blue, which what I've been fucking thinking now.
Is a stopper here? Oh. Is DTV there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just make
You
sure.
just
Yeah,
be
I was
quiet.
thinking the same thing because he was super quiet.
Yeah. I just wanted to stop so you gotta cut this off.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, I stayed silent because of it. Okay, but no, the last thing I want to ask you guys about is how necessary to home entertainment are all these fucking streaming services we got? Jesus Christ. Cause hold on, I wanna know your opinion first.
Okay.
Are you chewing something?
I think I think that we don't need as many streaming services as we have right now. There's too many right now. Like you got fucking Netflix. I'm gonna just list off the top of my head. There's Netflix, Hulu. There's the YouTube Premium.
Fine.
There's Amazon streaming service.
Yep.
There's HBO Now. It's HBO Go. It's HBO whatever this shit is. The new
Max. Wow. What the fuck?
whatever the fuck that is. There's fucking Stars.
Yeah.
There's a whole Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, CBS, all whatever the
Bro,
fuck.
there are two
DC.
There are too many streaming services to account for like how do you think people manage this shit? I can only no person can only afford to have at least Netflix, Hulu, or certain services, and that's not even accounting the fact that certain services are excluded. Like DTV said, there's no Hulu in Canada. He told us that before.
No Hulu, no DC app. Nothing.
It's like, bro, like you're making it exclusive, and then you're making just fucking shoving fucking stream services down people's throats. That shit's it's just gonna be the end of it's already the end of TV. The end of
I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I hope the Disney app, like the Disney Plus, I hope that shit crashes and fails.
I'm paying for it, so I hope it doesn't.
Why are you paying for it? Don't give them fucks your money. They don't need any.
I hope it does, because if the big one falls and they're like, people are following Disney.
Yeah, because they own so fucking much. They need to be controlled. You need to stop buying Disney.
If Disney can do it, no problem. And don't you forget Apple TV and all that list, Big Papa. But if Disney can do it, no problem, then we're gonna see even more. Every studio, we're gonna see a Universal one.
Bro,
We're gonna everything. Name a thing.
Too many.
Don't.
Way too many.
So
People can't even afford that much.
Like you know, HBO is
Yeah.
owned by WB, and WB owns DC.
And HBO
So right there.
isn't on the. Yeah, they. Why does HBO have its own service?
Fucking insane, man.
Why does
I don't
WB
get it.
have 2 different services? To me, they should just make one thing, bundle them all right there together.
And that they're probably gonna make a Cartoon Network app. Fucking
It probably already is.
fucking. Yeah, I hate. This era is fucking.
Then you got all the fucking specific anime fucking
Yeah,
subscriptions too.
there's fucking Crunchyroll. I don't know.
High dive Funimation.
Popular.
Funimation.
Funimation.
And then even then, there's shit that are only on specific other networks, like a
Yeah.
Netflix only shit. This shit that's come to Hulu, I just can't watch. Like y'all got me sailing the 7 seas to watch this show, huh?
Yo, turn into a
Yeah,
scallywag for
Take a
real.
flight to I don't know, to somewhere in America.
This will be the day that they almost made me pay for a movie.
It's too many.
So, because
Sounds-
on ideally, how many streaming services would? Okay, I got 2 questions. How many streaming services would you be okay paying for at the same time? And
Mhm.
how many streaming services do you think should exist at the same time?
Realistically, it should only be about 4 or 3. That's
Okay.
how much I would pay for if I were paying for them. I don't pay for streaming services because I don't support that type of. I don't support that shit. I don't, it's fucking stupid. I'm not gonna pay to watch a certain show. Fuck that. So realistically, like 4 or 5. That's the only.
So,
It's just gonna. They're influencing. It
So,
need to be governed.
Kassan, you're cutting out a bit.
yeah.
Where did I cut out at?
All of it.
Fuck.
You were choppy.
Is it good now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was saying realistically 4 or 5, and that's how much I would pay for because it's getting saturated with too many services. So that's how much it exists at the time. It needs to be governed.
So you think 4 and 5 is the amount you would pay for, and you also think that's how much should exist?
Yeah, and depending on how much it is, if it's $10, $15 a month, that's okay. $15 is not that bad to get like to watch TV.
Yeah, I think that's
In
how
a
much
sense.
Netflix is. Netflix is like 50.
Yeah, but I know Disney Plus is like what 25 or
7.
No, Disney Plus is the
7?
cheapest one.
Yes,
Oh,
$7.
wow.
Well, they also only showing shit from fucking the 90s.
Yeah, a lot of Disney shit. What? There's one streaming service that's like 20.
I was like, what?
There's one service that's $25. I don't remember.
Oh, it's HBO.
Yeah.
HBO's not 25.
It's
Oh,
HBO
no.
Go.
What is it?
Wasn't it? Yeah, wasn't Roy saying? Yeah, he said Roy was saying it was like $35 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, he said he didn't pay for it.
He said
Yeah.
exactly. He said he doesn't because it's $25.
I said I think it's 25, but no,
Oh.
it's 15.
Oh, it's
Oh,
15.
okay.
Okay.
Even then, I think 15 a month.
Even then,
That's a lot of money.
Fuck that! I got Netflix already.
Yeah, Netflix is
Because
that much.
these motherfuckers, these people seem to forget that we got other shit we gotta pay monthly.
Exactly. You have internet you have to pay for. You have the groceries. You have the gas. You have electric. You have a
Your
bunch of other
phone
shit.
bill?
How you gonna eat paying on his streaming services?
Oh, they don't care about us eating.
No, I get us
Like-
watching.
If we die, we can't cancel the subscription.
Yeah, that's true. So DCB, how do you feel? What's your answer to the question? Do you think all of these are necessary?
No, and I think they're actually ruining TV.
It's adding saturation. Too much.
So,
And Netflix started it all, and it ruined it all.
how many streaming services do you
It's true.
think should exist at the same time?
2.
2? I
I
want there to
said
be
4 or
some
5.
competition, but like,
Yeah, I said 4 or 5 to give us a variety.
yeah.
I don't, because that just spawns even more bitches trying to follow.
So
People start
2?
thinking these studios start thinking they cute and start fucking making their own app.
So you think that everything should either be on Netflix or Disney Plus?
No, I think Disney should go. The Disney shouldn't have one.
Yeah, no, they should.
So then
they
who-
make
they
too
own
much money already.
They own so many network channels already.
They make too much money already. They shouldn't. They
Yeah.
don't need one. If anyone, they should make one for free.
So
I'm probably the number's probably way off, but I believe last year for like total movie like theater box office gross, Disney made like 60+%.
That's just insane.
Every month, I'd say every 2 weeks they have a new movie coming out. What it feels like.
They got a lot. They got a lot of shit.
Now they got this streaming service. They like like ABC.
Yeah.
That Disney owns that.
I didn't know that. Holy shit.
I didn't know that.
They own a lot of channels. Now they own a large percentage of Hulu. Like they own too much. Fuck off, all.
Yeah.
What's
This is why, bro. I'm saying it's too much stream. It's too much shit.
To be honest, I'd be perfectly fine if we had no more of these services.
I'd be okay with that too.
Because like me, the only ones I pay for, like I actually pay for just because I want the services. Like Amazon, that's bundled in. I don't give a shit about the actual video part.
I don't really care about Amazon.
Like
you get the convenience.
I pay for Crunchyroll and Funimation. And that's just to watch anime. Even then, that's not enough. If I wanted to have access to all of them, I would need Netflix, Crunchyroll, a thing called High Dive, which is actually bad. I had it for like a week. It's fucking terrible. What I say?
Thing called High Dive, which is actually bad.
Funimation. I would need Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu. And even then,
5 services.
That's 7.
Oh, I can't count.
And even then, there's still shit that's not available in my country because there's just services that, like, they're just sometimes they just don't release it on something that's available in this country. Like, there's plenty of shows. Netflix, they have the exclusive rights to air, but they don't upload weekly in North America. So like there's shows that they're already releasing in Japan and other countries.
Yeah.
But for North America users, we have to wait till the show is fully complete.
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, and
so it's like, all right, cool.
So now you're gonna get spoiled.
Yeah. And then that just is like, all right, then you guys don't want to fucking do it. Why the fuck am I going to pay for your service? Like, don't fucking get the rights to it. And then there's a bunch of shows where it's like, season 1 is on this service, season 2 is on this one. Why? Like that shit. That's the shit that pisses me off. These CEOs can suck my dick from the back, yeah.
This is why when companies like fail and shit, I don't bad.
Hell yeah.
So Howie, why do you feel
it just be annoying? I mean, I don't know. I understand people want to make money, so they like Netflix owning one thing, like one season for something, and Hulu owning the rest of it. You know, like I get that.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude. Like that's what you were saying. I might want to pay all this money for all this shit, like the world is changing, yeah. And like, but people like me, like I don't think I'm ever gonna have cable, like at all. So I'm most likely gonna just keep going forward with like 2 or 3 like streaming services. Like I'm not gonna be looking forward to fucking to get just like shit just to complete seasons and stuff of one show, like, you know, like fuck all that. But even then, like, you know, there still shouldn't be that many fucking streaming services.
I want to ask you guys, how much longer do you think cable's gonna be around? All these streaming.
I think cable's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, cable's good. That's gonna be around for a while because they make more money. They make more money.
But not many people won't have cable, like
that. And plus nowadays, that's kind of a like. There's
more people have cable than have these fucking apps, and there's more people that have just cable than have just apps.
But they're all like, I look at the demographic for the people who watch cable, and for the most part, it's 40-year-old women in America.
Yeah.
And that's only gonna last so long.
No.
Oh no, I feel like TV is all. I feel like TV, like I feel like that's unless unless you're adding streaming service and shit to that like mix, then nah.
That's
I feel like
saying.
there's a ritual. There's something that for in TV that like comes with like everyone's watching the same shit at the same time, and it's like it's like a what's the way to describe it? Almost ritualistic, I guess, if that makes sense.
So that
when it comes to like TV and like the world and just television, in general. Like there's a lot of moments that are shared with each other from through that shit.
But it's like that with
understand.
shows that are streamed too. Look at how much people talk about shows that are streamed to Netflix, the
That's true,
Hulu.
yeah.
Yeah, but
They're
those shows don't last as long.
That's also true.
What do you mean don't last as long?
Okay,
They
take
don't last as long. They don't. They come out one weekend. All the buzz is around that one weekend. Maybe it gets more a bit the weekend after. Then that's it. Unlike a show
Do you think okay? Like, do you think Game of Thrones would have had a bigger impact if it was live TV or it was released like how it was in how, like if it was released on like a Netflix show?
Yeah, why did you sound like you got shot? Yeah, he said, oh.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yo, he had to go on how he had to go take a walk real quick.
Oh, fuck.
Yo, that shit hurt him. He said, "Wah."
But you get what I'm saying, though, right?
Boy, how don't shut up.
Yo,
I can't hear. Is he
You can't
talking?
hear?
DTV, you
He
there?
was. He was.
I'm gonna eat my crackers.
He
I
said,
was talking over. Continue.
Where were you at? Where you at? Howie?
yo, y'all making this hard, man. I don't know what to put at the beginning of this episode.
I'm just eating my crackers.
I think you just keep a little bit on.
No, because like the example I want to use is like for the shit I'm saying is imagine Game of Thrones. What if that shit wasn't released like how like on TV on HBO that shit weekly how it was? What if it was just released at once like season every season like on a streaming service? Do you think the reaction to that shit would have been the same compared to if it was released like yearly on Netflix or Hulu or whatever? Or on the HBO streaming service at HBO Max.
DTV. DTV.
Streaming shows, they have their one. They get all their buzz in the 1 to 2 weeks it's released. A show that's released weekly has constant talk, constant buzz.
Mm-hmm.
It's building an audience over multiple weeks. You get a show that's 25 episode long season. That's 25 weeks of buzz. That's how movies make their money in theaters. Who's talking about Extraction right now?
So,
Yeah, you're right.
If that was in theaters, people would probably still be talking about it, but no one does because it's come out.
Wait, that's a new movie?
And it's gone. Yeah, it's a good movie, but it's gone. If people would have talked about it, like, oh, it's just as good as John Wick or whatever, same whatever, but they don't.
I thought it came out like a year ago or something.
TV like TV will always have that like there's like in my mind I want to say camaraderie, but that's not the word that I'm going for.
No,
Like,
the thing, the driving force behind movies and TV shows making money, gaining an audience, is word of mouth. People talking good about a show. That only happens if it's released weekly or monthly or whatever, but that doesn't happen with these networks, these Netflix type shows or anything.
I mean, it does. It's hard. It doesn't work the same as like you said, like a weekly show.
That's why I'm saying it doesn't work, because that's why there's so many Netflix shows that just come out and they're gone. You never hear of them. Netflix is not like 90% of Netflix is just full of shit that they just released and it's dead. Look at one of the best Netflix shows of all time, Stranger Things. That's only on 4 seasons.
Yeah.
It's kind of I feel like
it's
kind of winning.
And it's just like you'll never get something like
that show was good. It's a very good show, but like
that's not what I'm saying though.
You'll
never get a show on the level of a Breaking Bad, a Game of Thrones, like a Lost or anything like that.
Yeah.
If it's only on only on these network subscription services.
You'll
never get
shows that. I remember. Those are the last 2 big shows I remember that were released fucking on TV that everyone was fucking with. Like Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, dude. Every time an episode came out, that like my news feed would fucking blow the fuck up with that shit. Now it's
No,
just
but
like
you have there's tons of different examples. Like you just won't get those now. You actually can't get those. It's actually impossible because there's no one to talk about it. Disney does it good because they were releasing it weekly, and I like that. But even then, like you can also only throw so much money at a subscription service that people can cancel every month.
Yeah.
Network shows, they make a lot more money. These subscription shows, they don't.
but that's the thing that sucks about it. Like that's why I wouldn't like.
I feel
cable.
like
I wouldn't like. Go ahead.
I feel like the Marvel Netflix shows, even the Netflix, just the regular Netflix shows like Sabrina, or what's the name, You, like shows like that. I feel like they make a lot of money, like in terms of TV cases.
But then they don't last. They only last like 1 or 2 seasons.
They don't like.
They last
News only lasted as long as Twitter fucking gave a fuck about it,
Well, no,
and
Orange is the
that's
New
what
Black.
it means.
Is an exclusive show and doesn't have like 7 seasons.
Yeah, that's rare though.
That's
how many other shows
That's
do?
one show compared to like 4 others.
Not many
4
others
other
do.
TV shows.
And then they're released online, and they just release like 8 hours at once. People binge them because they're like,
Talk
all
about
right,
them
it's been fucking 2 years since I saw it last, so I have to watch it all now. If you don't watch it that first weekend, you're probably gonna get spoiled, and then no one's talking about it afterwards.
Pretty much.
Look at the Marvel Netflix shows. Look, like
Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, shit like that. It
Everyone-
didn't last very long.
yeah, no one talks about them now. Only one people talk about is Daredevil.
Well, to be fair, I feel like the Netflix shows would have been talked about if they didn't get like done the way they did. Like
No, if they were just released weekly, they would have done better.
How did they release? They released yearly?
I'm talking about from like a.
No,
like
they
people
released them all at once,
Ain't a thing.
Oh.
and the entire season was released at once.
Oh.
And people nowadays, they like to think that they like binge, but they binge is ruining shit, and they only like binges because they get something good at once and they want to go through it quick. That's just fucking people. They're fucking pigs like that.
They just want to get their satisfaction as fast
But
as
it's like-
possible.
It's like, all right, it's been fucking 2 years since I've got any of this. I want to watch it now, and then they watch it all, and then they gotta wait even longer.
With
I have
that
a
video
question for
game
y'all.
experience, you want it to last a long period of time. Like,
I have a question for y'all. That
Yeah.
like it's not on the topic, but like what was the last show that you seen make waves on your news feed? Like they're just like that is just like popping off in and like pop culture and shit.
You?
yeah, You was definitely one.
That was that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a show on Netflix.
It's a show about a stalker.
It's
Well,
about
no,
some
it's not about a
weird
stalker,
shit
it's
that
about
do
a guy.
weird shit to people.
It's not doing
Stalker
weird shit.
tendencies.
None of you have seen the show, and I can tell. It's a show about a guy named Joe, and
Yeah.
he has this thing with him that he stalks women, but
Oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
That he liked.
I know.
but he's also but he likes. But the thing is, it's kind of weird because he's an anti-hero in the show. Like, even though what he's doing is very wrong, like everything he does is always in benefit of someone else. He is like the least he is so selfless that it's almost heroic, and he does really bad things, but he does them for good to average people. So there's been a lot of jokes on social media to answer your question, Howie, about this nigga, and it's like, oh, as soon as I see my bitch,
But yeah, but like that's
text
like
somebody
that's
else,
based.
I'm gonna put
That's
this
most
hat
of
on.
the show. That's how most like shows are nowadays. Like you binge watch like that, like on streaming services. Like they're alive. They circulate because of memes. Like for the meme, that's most of what you see in that shit. It's just people talking shit or some fucking picture to make niggas laugh. Like for me, the last show that actually held substance that I've seen on my fucking feeds or whatever on my Google like swipe to left shit and see all the news is Game of Thrones, bro. When Game of Thrones was on, I never watched the show, but like fuck, that show was popping. Like every time I looked on my news feed,
But wasn't that a TV show?
Yeah, I've never seen a single episode of that show, and
That was a TV show.
every year.
That's not a subscription service show.
Yeah, no, but that's why I was asking. He just wanted to know what was the last show that you saw, like really popular.
Oh, I thought you said
Like,
okay.
it was because of that I had decided to get a HBO subscription again, and watch the last episode the night it was airing, because you could watch that. That's because on the HBO subscription service that you watch live shows as like it airs as it plays.
That's cool.
So I did that. I don't know, like that's the only reason I did that, just to catch that shit. Like, man, the world was a different place when Game of Thrones was on air. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And like this is coming from someone who didn't keep up with it like as much as other people did, but still did.
Go through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just like everybody watching, so to the end of the podcast, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us again. Howie, DTV, Kasson, you guys have any final words for today's episode?
Assassin's Creed tomorrow, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Play Resident Evil. Play fighting games. Battlefront.
Yes. Please play fighting games. Kasson, you want to take it away?
Said
10 wings up, 10 wings down.
I guess you're gonna take it away, Howie. You want-
We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
I wasn't even done. Let's say
Nakasan's done. Alright, everybody, good night. No.
all right. Hope you have a great week. Your weeks are good. Hope your upcoming days are better. And be the best person you can be. Rest peace, Fargo.
#QuatTheMoment community.
ASAP.